Kafka downloads. So it's not having any major release, all these are like minor. Kafka 2.11 or 2.10, anything is fine for us. So download with the binary ones only, don't go by source code. So if you go by source code, again you have to build that and make it as a jar or extractable file there. So instead of doing that, so just download the binary tarball on Scala. Secure connection failed. Page you are trying to generate, unable to generate public private key pair. Site is giving some problem. Yeah, is it the same case for you guys as well? Not able to?
For me, it is happening.
No, you're not able to download?
No, that network connection itself will be gone in VM.
Okay, that is a different problem then. Yeah. So try changing these network devices options, network options, network settings. So play with them. Try to keep these same settings. So it will definitely get connected. NET and advanced allow all these things out of this stuff.
I'll try today. Today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks, Shiva.
So once you get these things, I don't have a copy facility now, and or drag and drop from here to there. Sometimes it works and sometimes it might not work. Might drag and drop. Okay, it worked. Okay, so all we did is like just downloaded it, and same like your Spark, so just extract it wherever you want to install this one, and let me create the folder. My God, it's damn slow today. Sudo mkdir /opt/kafka sudo chmod -r777/opt/kafka and copy that now. Download/kafka onto /opt/kafka. So cd/opt/kafka. So just star minus xgf. Okay. So I'm already under impression that you know this typical binary tarball setup instructions, because we have seen this for Scala, we have seen this for Spark, and we are now seeing this for your Kafka. Okay. So downloaded it, created a folder, and copied tarball into this, that your own created folder, and I'm extracting that from there. Okay, so it extracted as well that. So this is the one. So where you can same like the other stuffs, you can go and set up your own directories for all these things. gedit /dot bash. In real time, gedit will not be available for you. You always have to use nano, because gedit will be available only if you have GUI facility. Otherwise, it will not be available. Okay.
Oh, I was under impression that gedit will be there always. Good that it.
So gedit, see it opens in a text editor, right? Not in shell. So
Okay.
well, anything that opens outside of shell will not be available for your real time.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but there are some other ways to achieve that. Yeah, maybe if you are not aware of it, I generally explain those things in when explaining the Hadoop project's real-time tools. So when you connect with some of the sophisticated terminals, not the plain or the simple PuTTY terminal. So other than PuTTY, there are many other terminals to connect to your Linux boxes, right? So some of them will support the SFTP. You can or either you use any of your SFTP tools like FileZilla or WinSCP or anything, and you open your Linux files from your Windows applications and edit them and save them. The other way.
Oh, always we should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What is it?
Always we should do that kind of edit then.
Yeah, it's as good as you open those files in your Linux only, right?
Okay. Through FileZilla.
Yeah, it's not an extra effort.
Okay.
So instead of opening this window, here in you will have a separate something like so.
Yeah, FileZilla. Yeah. We have tried previously.
Okay. Yep. That's way. So added Kafka directory, installation directory into Kafka home, and added the bin directory of it into path, and the libs folder into Kafka class path, and conf directory into config into conf directory. Okay. So these are the 4 properties that I set up in my .bashrc file. So let me close this. Source /bashrc. Your bashrc changes will get refreshed there. Now, so you have set up your directory. So the next thing is so first your Zookeeper server should be available. So just check the status of it. Sudo service Zookeeper server. E. Zookeeper server is running. Okay. Now, as long as the server is running, we are good enough. Then the next step is to start your Kafka server, which means the broker. So to start the Kafka server, so we have a shell script called Kafka server start.sh. All these things you will be able to find in a bin folders in the Kafka. If you observe here, all these are like maybe Kafka server start.sh and server stop.sh to stop the Kafka server. In case if you don't have a Zookeeper server outside running already, so you may use this Zookeeper server.sh, server start.sh, and Zookeeper server stop.sh. Okay. And Kafka, similarly, if you want to check the basic test producer and consumer, we have Kafka console producer, Kafka console consumer. So we use those things also. Okay. And so whenever we specify the Kafka server.sh, we specify the server properties that are present in the server.properties file of your config. If you check here your server configurations, the host name and port number. So by default, your Kafka broker will run on that machine, on whichever machine you are running. You are starting that on 9092 port number. 9092 is the default port number. Okay. So these are some of the default properties, and this is the one port number can be used by only one broker. If you want to run multiple brokers in real time, you will use three different. If you want to run three different brokers, you run them on three different machines in real time. So that's what the standard approach is like. But in your local, if you want to run all the three brokers on the same machine, like a sudo mode, yes, of course you can do that, but there are some unique properties that needs to be specified for each broker. So one out of them is the port number. One port number will be used by one broker, 9092, and similarly, that is one more thing is like a log directory. So one broker will have a complete write access to the temp/Kafka logs. So comma separated list of directories under which to store the log files. The default number of log partitions per topic. More partitions allow greater parallelism for. Okay, under each topic, how many partitions it should have. Ideally, so it writes all these messages into this Kafka logs. And the number of threads per data directory to be used for log recovery at startup and flushing at shutdown. Okay, and log flush policy. This is one that you are interested in, like, right? Messages are immediately written to the file system, but by default, we only fsync to sync the OS cache lazily. That is how to get written into disk. The following configurations control the flush of data to disk. There are a few important trade-offs here. Durability, unflushed data may be lost if you are not using the replication. Latency, very large flush intervals may lead to latency spikes when the flush code does occur, as there will be a lot of data to flush. And throughput, the flush is generally the most expensive operation, and a small flush interval may lead to excessive seeks. That means how frequently you flush into your disk, flush of data to disk. So the settings below will allow one to configure flush policy to flush data after a period of time or every n messages. This can be done globally and overridden on a per topic basis as well. So log flush interval messages for every 10,000, the number of messages to accept before forcing a flush of data to disk. Until then, it can until 10,000 records are received within the broker's JVM RAM memory. After that, once it reaches the 10,000 limit, then they will get written into the disk. Okay, if you don't want to keep those many, you can even reduce these numbers. Flush interval, on the other hand, if you don't want to go by the message count, you want to go by the time, so you can even do that by interval specifying the seconds. Okay, and log retention policy, control the disposal of log segments. The policy can set to delete segments after a period of time or after a given size has accumulated. The segment will be deleted whenever either of these criteria are met, deletion always happens from the end of the lock. See, this is what someone was asking, like after how much time the broker will delete the messages. The default is like, so minimum age of a lock file to be eligible for deletion, retention hours are 168. So 168 by 24, seven days, a week. 1 week is the default retention policy that the log messages will be maintained, where your topics messages will be present. Or if you want to maintain it by time, you specify for 1 week. If you want to specify by the size, so this might be some GBs. Okay. So these things, and again you have to specify to which zookeeper you should get connected to. Okay, the zookeeper quorum, if you have multiple in your local host or in your quickstart VMs, you will find only one zookeeper running on one machine. So otherwise, if you have multiple machines on which the zookeeper will be running on, so you have to point to that zookeeper connect is a complete quorum string, something like this. So if it is running on 3 machines or if it is running on 5 machines, all those 5 machines, the addresses that you have to give there, the zookeeper connect string. Okay, so sometimes, yeah, these are the parameters that you might be of interested. So that's why I was just going through these properties. Now, if I have to start that my Kafka server, Kafka server start.sh, and provide the $Kafka conf directory / server.properties. That's it. If you start your broker, so you can observe like the broker is started on, so just try to understand the functionality of it. So what are the default properties this the broker has got started with? Okay, so broker Kafka config values are like, again, the request timeout, log roll hours, this is what it's telling, log pre-allocate, and some of the locations where the log directories are maintained, and the same properties that there you can see, and the port number is 9092 it's using, and the number of threads and how many it is using to store. All these properties you can see here. So just go through them and try to understand, explore as much as you can. And you can see these log messages. And you can see this. So if the directory is not found, it will create that. So you don't need to maintain that stuff. And so what are the topics that are present there? So it's already getting connected with those topics if I have ever created that. Okay. So I have already removed fetcher for partitions, this thing. So it found these partitions, these topics already. Test, replicated test topic, test 10, replicated 2, my replicated topic, test 1, sample, all these are already there. Like, so replica fetch manager on broker 0, on broker on 9092 port number. So sometimes I was running that. Okay. So this is a continuous process that will be running. Either you start it in a no-hop mode or in the background process using the ampersand, or once you start your service, you leave the terminal and move on to your next tab. So now the server is started. Okay. And if I want to just keep sending some messages and seeing them here and there. So first, we should have our own topic and partitions created for that. Okay, so if I have an existing topics, then I can do that. But if not, and let's assume that if not, I don't have. So then next thing is Kafka topics.sh and -- create. This is the command to give create your zookeeper. Sorry, create your topic. Kafka topics.sh -- create -- zookeeper, your local host. Any topic that you want to create. Sample 01 that it creates. So just specifying the connection your on which broker. So this will, so here you specified on via which zookeeper it should get connected to, and replication factor as 1 and partitions as 1 and the topic name as sample 01. So create a topic sample 01, and if you want to list the same thing -- topic, you don't even need to give this. Instead of create, let me try giving the list. Option topic requires an argument. Okay, so just -- list. You can see this. So you have these many topics: my replicated topic 2, replicated test topic, and all these things sample, and I have the sample 01, the one which we just now created. Okay, and if you want to send some messages to that topic and start receiving, so as I was telling you, the test one, which is useful in sometimes real time as well, to test you have Kafka console producer.sh. The broker list you have to specify to which all brokers. So this is your producer, and from producer you are specifying the list of the brokers onto which you should send your messages to. So I'm sending 9092. So this is the only broker that I am sending right now. So if I send this to 909 to localhost, it will be stored on that one particular broker. And in that broker, what is the topic that it should get connected? Hyphen hyphen topic sample 01. Let's say this is a sample message. Second message and third line. Okay, so I can keep on producing my messages in this, and I can run my consumer. So even bit later, Kafka console consumer. Consumer, again you have to specify. So what is the, now it reads from that the zookeeper connection string. So hyphen hyphen zookeeper, so localhost colon 2181 and hyphen hyphen topic sample 01. We have a additional parameter from beginning or just from that point of time, from that topic. You want to start reading from beginning or just from the current message right now. Okay, so when since I typed from beginning, it started reading this. This is a simple sample message, second message and third line. All the messages it read from the beginning. If I start the fourth line info message, and you can see that immediately on your console. Okay, as soon as I produce the messages here, that it's, so one thing, when the producer is producing, you have specified the broker list. So that means the broker, to this broker, you are pushing your messages to this broker, and broker is connected onto this so and so zookeeper, right? This broker will get registered with this zookeeper, and so how many ever the brokers are there, so all those brokers will be getting registered with your zookeeper quorum. So in this case, I have just only one broker. Even if I have multiple brokers, so you have an option to select into which brokers you want to write your messages into. The Kafka is the same for any producer. You can specify the broker list. So what are the brokers that you want to connect it with? So to those brokers, you are sending your messages. And once these brokers are registered with your zookeeper quorum, and zookeeper broker registry, it maintains, right? The zookeeper. So when the consumer is connecting to that a particular topic, it need not to tell from which broker it should read, and it might not even know that. Console need not to specify from which broker it has to read. All it has to specify what is the topic it has to read. And if you give the zookeeper quorum or the zookeeper connection string, so with this connection string, what are the brokers that are registered with it? So when this command is submitted, what are the brokers that are registered with this connection string or with this zookeeper? And out of those brokers, so what are the topics? I mean, which is the broker that is maintaining the topic sample 01? But if it founds multiple brokers maintaining the same topic, then it chooses one of them. By default, already the quorum maintains the one as a leader and other two as in-sync replicas, right? So then it starts reading from the leader broker. Okay, so that's the reason why we specify zookeeper connection string in console in the consumer, but the broker list in the producer side. So that's how they designed it, kind of stuff. And you may keep observing these messages, so you can find sometimes the messages getting transferred. No checkpoint, replica fetch manager. The sample 01,0 cluster partition, expired all these things. Okay, so this is a one broker, one producer, and one I think that got closed automatically. I pressed something and told here, yeah, it got closed. Now you can find those log messages also here, and you can observe that temp folders as well. As we can see, we specified temp/Kafka logs right there. So here you can find that temp/Kafka logs. See, for each topic you have this many folders created. This is my test topic, this is my sample topic, this is my test 1, this is my test 10, this is my all this stuff. Since it is having this all this stuff, so if I remove this data, let's say if I remove all other topics, these are getting these are still present in the zookeeper container registry. So that's why it's getting, but it might not be able to fetch the data from these topics. So these topics data will be maintained inside your Kafka logs. Same way, here this is the log message that it was having it like. Okay, you may not need to understand this, but it has some data. Okay, so you can see some